Okay, whatever. Wait, I need to close this. That's the worst. I'll film a whole video and then I'll realize that and I have to like refilm. It's like so annoying. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. As you probably know, if you follow along my channel, we recently got engaged. And so this is going to be the final part. I know I've like dragged this out a lot, but the final part of like the 3-part series, I guess you could call it, of us talking about our engagement. The first one was like me getting ready. The second one was the lovely video that he made. And then I thought it'd be nice to just like bring him on. We can chat and kind of like fill you in because like you saw what happened, but like you didn't really see what happened. So yeah, that's gonna be kind of what this video is.
Cool.
He's here just because I asked him to be. Okay, so I think we should start with like you talking about like leading up to it, the planning process, the ring, all that, you know?
Okay, so I guess we started off, well, I wanted to know what she liked for her ring because the last thing I wanted to do was get her a ring that she didn't like. So we actually went to a couple ring jewelry stores to see what her style was. It started off with a princess cushion cut and then it ended up in an emerald cut, which is what she has now.
I should give a close up.
Yeah, because I don't think they've seen it enough.
Okay, if my camera will focus. Hello, there we go. That's the ring. He crushed it.
So thank you. She liked the emerald cut and she wanted a really specific ring as well with it. So we got the band. So we got the pave band, which is what just a couple diamonds on it. But yeah, she likes the ring. That's all I could ask for. But so we went to a couple places and then I was recommended to go to a shop that one of my.
It's like a local.
It's a local jewelry store. Excellent reviews. 5 out of 5 stars for like how many ever, like 500, 600 reviews on their website. So and really great buying process as well. So I went there initially. I had my younger brother visit in December and he was here through January, and then the initial plan was to take him along with me to kind of have him be a part of the process, but we couldn't do that because Sully fell sick. It was a whole different tangent.
Sully's my dog.
Yeah, and then
our dog.
Yes. So I went in January, like mid-Jan, to go and pick out the ring. Unfortunately, when I did go there, I only knew off the diamond cut she liked and not the band. So when I went in there, I was hoping they'd have it stored on the system and they didn't. But I had her best friend looped into everything. So she was definitely a major source of help.
He's talking about Maddie. She was in the other video. You guys have seen her.
Couldn't thank her enough for the entire process. But I kept FaceTiming her. I was like, I'm stuck between 2 choices. Give me, you know, what's your take? And then finally chose the one we got. So I put in the ring order. It was January, and then I picked it up in April.
When did we go initially look at it?
It was like
December
time.
November,
December time.
Yeah, so we looked a long time ago. So when we initially looked, like, he had kept asking me, like, let's go look at rings, let's go look at rings, and I like wasn't putting it off, but I don't know, I didn't think you were like as serious. Like, I knew you wanted to look, but like I'd be like, yeah, like we'll go eventually.
Sully, hey.
And then we finally went, and so then when we finally went, I was like, Sully, you're ruining the story. I thought that he was gonna end up proposing before I graduated college, which I just graduated in May. So like that whole time I had been texting Maddie being like, do I need to get like a winter dress? Like I thought it was gonna happen in like the winter, like the dead of winter. I was like, do I need to get a parka? Like I thought it was gonna be like outdoors in the snow, like freezing cold. And then it just kept not happening. So when it finally did happen, we'll get into that. But yeah, we had been like, so we had talked about it for a long time, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, so it was a long time building up, and then in January I decided I wanted to get the ring. So I went and put the order in, and then I went and actually picked up the ring in April. I spent a good hour at the store because for whatever reason, Chase wouldn't let them swipe my card. So that was a horror story, but I got the ring, and in that span of like from January right up until like June, in my headspace, it was like trying to orchestrate this this plan to like have something extremely memorable yet perfect in every possible way I could imagine for her. I literally remember going on Google and trying to find like a rooftop balcony in Boston that I could rent out initially. But I just couldn't find any spot. Then I thought of doing it in an art gallery, renting the entire place out and having like a montage of all the pictures and rose petals.
I didn't know this stuff.
You weren't supposed to.
No, but like even after you didn't know this part.
It was all leading up to it. So I looked at a couple places, and then in my head I was like, it looks great, you know, it sounds great, but I wanted to be something that we both had a common, almost.
It meant something.
Meant something to the two of us. That I think that was important. Right up until after the ring, I was like, when I got the ring, that's when I like actually started like really doubling down on like the ideas around how I'm gonna do it. And then I had her best friend looped into everything, so like she was definitely trying to like find places. I had one of my colleagues from work also trying to like give me ideas as to where we could possibly do it and stuff like that. And I finally, if you saw the previous videos, that's where I went for it. It was by the beach on the harborfront, harbor side, as you will. But what I did want to do is, before I flew to her parents, I wanted to have the ring with me. That's why it took a longer time.
My parents live in Florida. I'm the only one up here. My family's down there. And so, at least, like, I don't want to speak for you, but like, you thought it was important to like do it in person, right?
Yeah, so
parents.
So there was a couple build-ups toward that. Initially, they were supposed to fly here in like the end of May. Her mom had actually come here to our house and had stayed here for a bit, and we had like dinner one night, and I had briefly mentioned that, you know, I'd love to have her and Mr. Raisi Poor. I'm not gonna say his name. Oh well, not even your last name.
You can say that.
Oh, okay.
You can say David.
All David.
It's okay.
Yeah, so I wanted her and David to like go and grab drinks and have a conversation about the whole thing. That would have been the plan if they had come to Mass toward the end of May, but it didn't, for whatever reason, got canceled. So I had to figure it out. There was no way I was doing it over FaceTime. I needed to be there in person because it was as important as it is for them. It was more important to me, because if I didn't, my mom would personally fly from India.
Yeah, his family all lives in India, by the way. So if you're wondering like why, so if you're wondering why his family wasn't like there or like more involved, that's why.
Well, that and also COVID didn't make anything easier.
Of course,
for them.
Yeah.
I'm sure if it was different if COVID was in a situation.
So he flew to Florida. Long story short, I don't want this video to be too long. He flew to Florida. And as you like, if you saw the last video, you know that he did it when he told me he was going into the office. So like, he works from home a few days out of the week and then goes into his like company's office in the city a few days during the week. And so he told me that he was gonna go into the office to work for that day, and then he had like a company dinner with like some coworkers after. And he's actually like had that happen before. So like, I didn't expect anything of it. So I have his location, but like I didn't check his location.
Perfect crime.
Yeah, it really was. Like I didn't think anything of it, and so he went, and then that day I ended up getting like super sick. So I was texting him the whole day, being like, I'm really sick, I didn't feel well, and he was like, I'm so sorry, like I'll be home as soon as possible. And I did think it was like kind of weird, because I feel like typically if you were at like a dinner and I was like super sick, you'd be like, I'll come home now.
On top of it.
Which I wouldn't have wanted to, but you know, I thought that was weird, but like still didn't suspect a thing. And I had been like texting my parents that whole day too, telling them like how sick I was. So like it was just weird, because I was in communication with him, I was in communications with my parents, and I just like didn't suspect a thing. And not only that, but like you were texting completely normally. Like you kept your composure and your cool like so well. Like I don't know how I feel like also I'm nosy, so like the fact that like I didn't figure it out was like that like blew me away.
Dating, well, engaged to Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, I guess so.
But anyway, I went to Orlando. We went to get Persian food because A, I love Persian food, and B, because it's Persian.
Yeah.
And I sat down with her parents, and I didn't have anything formally written down. I didn't have it, like, I didn't know what I was going to say. All I knew is that I just need to let them know what I felt about Sarah being part of my life, and why I wanted to ask for her hand, and why I wanted to marry her, basically. And it was a 45-minute to an hour-long conversation.
But it's funny, sorry to interrupt, but so like he was in Florida, obviously. I was in Florida last week, and the Persian restaurant that he went to with my family when he went down is one that like my parents go to a lot. And so when I was just in Florida this past week, we went there, and I was in Florida without Yusuf, but the guy like knows my family because they go there a lot.
The guy saw the ring before she did.
Well, yeah, but when I was just there, the guy like went up to my parents and was like, did it go well and stuff? Because he knew that Yusuf was there asking, because he like walked in at a weird time. Anyway, and he was like talking to us about it and stuff. Yeah. It was really cute.
Super nice guy as well.
Yeah, he was really nice.
And then I came back from Florida, and it was June 2nd when I asked her parents.
And he did this all in one day, by the way.
Yeah, I took the first flight out, I parked my car at the airport, took the last flight, almost the last flight back in.
Like, yeah.
So, yeah, if I was in the city, she would I would have been home a lot earlier, but I couldn't physically be there. My flight also got delayed, so that didn't help. But anyway, I came back from Florida, and then I mentioned to her parents that I had a couple ideas as to where I would like to do it. But I went with the beach. Well, not the beach, the gazebo by the beach, because that is when she reached there.
I can put up pictures.
Yeah, from where we were standing, we could see the spot where we first both sat. Even then, this was before we were dating. It was the first time we actually like spoke like about our lives and about our families and everything. Like it almost as if like it was the beginning of our journey, and I wanted to capture that moment when I was asking her, because I felt like there was a sentimental piece to it that meant a lot to the both of us. So when she got there, it was a whole the day off was a disaster for me.
That's a whole story within itself.
Yeah, it just, let's just put it this way, everything that could have gone bad went bad until she got there. So I guess it was meant to be.
It was like severe thunderstorm all day. It was 97 degrees. If you saw the video,
100
you know.
and something.
No, it was 97. The feel like temperature was 104. Thunderstorms all day. When I was literally in the Uber on the way there, I got a text from National Grid because the weather was so crazy. And then the second I got there, it stopped raining. It was sunny.
And the photographer canceled on me 1 hour before, saying his partner was going to show up, and his partner was scrambling. He didn't even get there up until the moment she got there. Like, there's a video of, you can see him run in the background. I started walking out of the Uber as soon as the photographer got there. It all worked out, you know, the sun came out, there's a double rainbow. It's all that I could ask for, and more importantly, I mean, I got a reaction out of her, which was the most important piece to the whole thing. It was a long 6 months of planning. It was a lot of thought put into how I wanted to go about each and every aspect of building up towards it, from choosing a location to having her parents be involved. 3 days before the actual thing went down, there was like a bit of a mix-up and all that stuff. But long story short, the day before I was going to do it, I video called my mom.
Dog. Sully just laid down on top of the tripod.
I called my mom and I showed her the video I made for Sarah, the proposal video, because I wanted her to see it first, just because I needed her to be part of it as much as I could in my own way. And I told her I'm super nervous, I anxious, call it whatever you want, and she was just trying to calm me down the best way she could. And then on the day off, I was running from one place. So I had my haircut scheduled, I had to do the whole house, I had to get like the rose petals set up everywhere, I had to get the LED lights, I had to get 3 bouquets of flowers because that was part of the plan.
Wait, why did you do 3 bouquets?
Because we finished for yours.
Is that why? I was wondering, yeah.
And also because we have only 3 bases, so I should have definitely bought one more.
No, but also, I feel like you're typically not like the romantic one. I feel like I typically am.
Well, thanks.
No, but like, do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm more like
she's more the lovey,
the thoughtful,
the lovey, yeah.
Like, when in terms of like doing things for each other,
yeah.
Like that. So when I walked into the apartment and it was like covered in rose petals and all these like tea lights and things like that, I was like, oh my god. And I didn't mention this earlier, but I knew it was happening this day. So I had known for
a week and a half,
yeah, that it was happening on this day. So like it was weird because like I knew, so it was like, yeah, it was, I don't know how to explain explain this. It was weird because I knew it was happening, and I knew it was happening on that day, and
she
like,
didn't know what to expect.
Yeah, like I woke up and I wasn't stressed or like nervous or anything. I was like, what do I have to be nervous about? And then like come that night when I was getting ready, I was like freaking out. You can tell in the video, I was like, my words were all jumbled. Like I couldn't even like put my thoughts together. So I was like, oh my God, how is he like functioning right now? I couldn't imagine how stressed you were. So but it was like weird because typically like, people don't know. So like they're not gonna be stressed, but because I knew, it was like so many emotions like in my head.
Our hands were shaking when I put the ring on her.
Yeah, and some of the pictures were like when he would actually propose, we were standing so far apart because we were both just like,
it was literally like you could think
yeah.
of it as, you ever see this one girl in a room full of people and you think to yourself, what is it gonna take for me to say the right thing at the right time for her to get my attention and go out on a date with me? And I think that's how I looked at it, and that's where the distance in between us was, at least in the photos. But like, that's how nervous I was. Like, think of like your ultimate crush standing there, and like you have like one shot at saying the right things to make her yours. And I guess that's how I looked at it when she came there, because we've been together for so long. But like that, in that moment, like we were about to start another chapter in our lives, and I think that's what, like, nervous, anxious, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, you know, here she is. This is my fiance, and I'm just happy, and you know, I couldn't have asked for anything else for the day to go better. You know, she clearly loved it enough to make 3 parts of the whole thing.
But like, I also think it's cool to have this to like look back on and to like show our kids one day, be like, hey, this is how you know what I mean? Like, I think it's really cool to have these memories. Like, even the day I was getting ready, I was like talking to Maddie, and I was like, have I not had a YouTube channel, like I wouldn't have this on video.
Well, you would have, because I'd asked her to record the whole thing. I didn't know you were vlogging. I had specifically asked Maddie that I need the camera out on you at all times.
Oh, she told me I'm getting ready today to look good for the vlog.
Yeah.
So, and I was like, I'm filming today?
Yeah. So
yeah,
I think
I know, but like I wouldn't have had a camera. You know what I mean? Like,
no, you wouldn't have the camera, but like I didn't even know she was gonna take it from your camera.
I know, but you know what I mean? Like, it's really cool to like have everything to like look back on. And even like when we eventually start wedding planning, like having all those memories.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool. Anyway, I don't want this video to be too long, so we'll start wrapping it up. Also, I know I've gotten some questions about wedding planning. We don't know. We'll see. We're not in a rush, but we're just gonna kind of take it as it comes. So you guys will know when we know, but right now we don't really know.
Right now we're just kind of just taking everything in.
We have other things also like that we wanna get another dog. Yeah. Like, there's other priorities too right now, so. But anyway, I think I will end this video up here. If you guys have any other questions, you can leave them down below. Thank you to you for being in this video. My dearest fiance.
My fiance.
And yeah, thank you again everyone for being so nice and all the congratulatory messages and everything like that. I promise this is the last part of the engagement proposal series, so we'll be back to regular scheduled programming. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe before you leave, and we will see you in the next video.
Bye.